Colchester United are your new leaders out in League 2 as Newport County suffer yet another defeat. But what's around the corner in the next round of matches? We'll take a little look at it next. Give me another prediction show today. We'll take a look at match number 26 or 7 or 5. I don't even know, but we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things League 2 related, Bradford Rovers related. More football, whatever you know here. On the Walsall, yes, right, of course. FA Cup and, of course, other bits and pieces last round. So we had a predominantly full fixture list for Matchday 25, but of course, all could change into Matchday number 26 with some big games, of course, round the corner. We'll talk about that in a minute. Of course, a big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are, the VIP guys working behind the scenes. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, as you do via the old Patreon, of course. If anyone else is out there that wants to join this illustrious band of men and women, check out that link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. But till then, let's get into the deep end, take a look at how we all got on last time around then, shall we? Of course, take a look back at the old matches first, and of course my picks, and then we'll take a look at your picks. Kick it all off, of course, going all the way back to, what is it, Saturday, in fact, it was Friday, 22nd of Jan, 2-2 in the end between Salford City and Harrogate. I actually went with the 1-0 win for Salford, but Harrogate proving stubborn opposition once again. Robbie Gotts on the score sheet, Brandon Thomas Ashanti on the score sheet as well for Salford, Jack Muldoon and Ed Francis getting the goals as well for Harrogate to get themselves right back into it. Kicking off further to Carlisle against Forest Green Rovers, then Vegans. It was postponed. I actually remember the 2-0 for Carlisle, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. We'll have to bloody wait and see. Also on Saturday, or actually did take place on Saturday, was Exeter City up against Stevenage. It was a 3-1 win for Exeter in the end. Actually went with a 2-1 win. Not too bad. Archie Collins, Matt J, Ryan Bowman, who scores goals at this level. Elliot List getting a goal for Stevenage, but unfortunately they lost. And of course, I went a bit of bother towards the foot of the table. Kicking off further, Scunthorpe got a big winner over Grimsby. 3-0 in the end. Actually over the 0-0 draw. My scores are, my picks on the left, the real deal's on the right. The scores on the day, or goal scorer, Abu Issa with a couple of goals, Ryan Loft as well, getting goals for Scunthorpe as they start to climb the table. Still got a lot of work to do to get anywhere near that mid-table. Meanwhile, Cambridge against Bradford again was it was a 0-0 draw on that one. Actually, over the 2-1 win for Cambridge, but unfortunately, I was wrong. Bradford digging deep at the moment and grinding out some results. In the end, kicking off further, Cheltenham against Barrow did not go ahead. I went with a 1-0 win, but we'll have to wait. Crawley against who did they play? Crawley took on later on, and that game was also kiboshed. I went with a 0-0. No, I went with a 2-0, but again, we'll have to wait on seeing on that one. Morecambe against Colchester was a 3-0 win. Wow. Actually, with a 2-1 win myself for Morecambe. Good result that for Morecambe. An impressive one as well. Let's take a look at the goal scorers for them. Adam Phillips with the goal. John O'Sullivan, of course, I think he's ex-Rover. Tomani Dungungara, also the score sheet for Morecambe. And Harry Pell got himself sent off for Colchester as they fell apart in that second half. Kicking off further, Oldham against Newport County. Big win for Oldham on this one. 3-2 in the end. Actually went with the 2-1 win for Newport. I think Newport, what are they now? Haven't won in at least 6 games, but the goal scorers on the day, Jack Scrimshaw, Luke Gambin on score sheet for Newport, Davis Kayla Dunn, Bobby Grant as well, Mickey Demetru with a big fat OG giving Oldham the 3 points. Josh Ledabadi got himself sent off on this one as well, so not very good for those bad boys. Kicking off further, Port Vale against Walsall ended up as a 3-1 win for Walsall. Port Vale are falling apart. I thought this was going to be their season, but unfortunately not. Elijah Adebayo with a couple of goals there for Walsall. David Fitzpatrick with a big fat OG. Tom Conlon on the score sheet for Port Vale, but unfortunately too little too late. Southend against Mansfield, big win for Mansfield as they really started to turn the screw and start make moves up the table. Jamie Reid on the score sheet for Mansfield. Timothy Dang got himself sent off for who are they? Southend. So Mansfield all the way up to where are they now? Good, I can't even see them. They're in 13th at the moment. So they are started to get into prime striking distance for those players. And Tranmere against Bolton. Of course, Bolton just don't know what they're doing. 2-2 was my pick. 2-1 was the final score. Tranmere getting back into contention as well, moving into the top 10 goal scorers on the day on this bad boy. Danny Lloyd, James Vaughan from the Venice, Anthony Sarcevic bench. Scotia for Bolton, and Ryan Delaney got himself sent off. As you can see, he got himself, what, 2, 4 out of whatever, 9, I think it is. Not great. Let's take a look at the situation out of the table. Of course, Cambridge are your leaders by 1 point over the Vegans, of course. Newport County up to 3rd, or stay in 3rd, or go down to 3rd, shall I say. Carlisle in 4th. They got 4 games in hand on Cambridge. It's only a matter of time, folks. Only a matter of time. Let's get the Carlisle back up there. Salford, Morecambe, and Cheltenham make up your playoffs. Southend, Grimsby going down as it stands. Let's take a look at it. Of course, your picks, shall we? Of course, in the old prediction league, 0-2 in the shitface gang, 3-6, just like me. You're in the shitface gang, 7+. You're in the top bins. How about Yannick Bustler? He did best. Alex Well also did good. Tom Stainer, well done to you, of course. Joachim Jakobsen, well, you had a nightmare, brother. You had a nightmare, but it's okay. Ollie Hambling did bits. Russell Frost, not too shabby. Okay, did okay. Shepard also did very, very well as well. James B. CFC. Oh, great. He's also great. F. Mugger had a nightmare. Omar Escoville, well done to you, of course. You did bits. And Zappy Crook also did all right. Harry did bits. Game and Charlie, not too bad. Cody Hull, well done to you. Of course, Nathan Eva also did very, very well. Game Fluent, not too bad. Ivan Strig also did good. Ultra Omamura had a nightmare. Olaji Ojo, you're a patron, of course you are. Forgot your little symbol, but it's okay. You did good. And the D-Man also did very, very poop. It's okay. Let's take a look at, of course, this week's. If your name is Ultra Omamura, the D-Man, Yoki Jackson, or F. Mogger, just close your eyes for a little bit. But if your name is Zappy Crook, Russell Frost, or Ollie Hambling, take a bloody bow, because you are the kings for this week out in Matchday number 2. So take a piss and bow to your kings. Respect to your kings. But your overall leaderboard shows only one king, I believe. And he needs you are his peasants. And it is Russell Frost. Look at him with a 2 percentage points clearance of a Game in Charlie. Game in Charlie, how did you do this week? You did okay. Not brilliant, but you're keeping up the heat, as is okay. I know Mescoville in the top 3. It is very, very close at the top of the leaderboard. But right now, bow down to Russell Frost. He deserves you are his minions, because he is the king out in League 2. But of course, let's take a look at, of course, how all we can get on in the next round of matches. Kick it all off on Tuesday. They're just right around the corner. No rest for the wicked. Kick it all off. In fact, Leighton Orient against Forest Green Rovers has already taken place. It was a 1-0 win. It's a freebie. It's a free hit. I think even, in fact, a couple of guys got actually points for that one last time around. So no more points. No, it's not freebie. It's done and dusted. Kick it on further, though. Exeter against Morecambe on Tuesday. Let's get into it then, shall we? Exeter taking on Morecambe. How many times have they played each other in the past? According to my knowledge, 27 times. 11 wins for Exeter, 4 wins for Morecambe, and 12 bloody draws. But the last 6 sees 3 for Exeter, 1 for Morecambe, and 2 bloody draws. Last time around in Exeter was a 0-0 draw. That was back in January 2019. However, they also played each other this season back in November. It was a 2-2 draw. Of course, goal scorers on the day back in the day. Carlos Mendes Gomez on the score sheet. Stephen Hendry, of course, ex-Rover. Joe Randall, Jake Taylor on score sheet for Exeter in the 2-2 draw back in Morecambe. Of course, heading into this, Morecambe coming into this just 1 win in the past 4. That 1 win was against Colchester, 3-0 win as well. On the flip side, Exeter coming into this with 1 win in 6, or just 1 defeat in the past 4, or 5, depending on how you look at it. Of course, their win was against Stevenage the other day. Look at the situation out at the bookies on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this one? Exeter 64 for the victory, 14-5 is your draw, 4-1 is your away win. Of course, Exeter are your favourites. They come into this in 8th, actually a couple of places below Morecambe, but a win for them. They could actually go as high as 4th in the table. Morecambe come into this in 6th, and a win for them. They could go, get this, into 2nd. That's automatics, boys. Automatics. I've gone with a draw on this one, 1-1 in the end to put the point in the bag. And again, keep them both moving on in the right direction. Point out a piece either way. Could see Exeter go into the playoffs, and could also see Morecambe climb up a little bit further on the table. Next up, we have Barrow up against Grimsby, or do we? Yes, we're going to go with it anyway. Take a look at it. They played each other in the past. How many times have they played each other? 13 times in the past. No wins for Barrow, 7 wins for Grimsby, and 6 bloody draws. But the last 6, he's 3 for Grimsby. No wins for Barrow, of course, and 3 draws. Last time around in Barrow's a 3-1 win for Grimsby. That was back in November 2015 in the National League Premier. Patrick Amon with a couple of goals there. Josh Gowling as well. Otis Khan on score sheet for Barrow. They also played each other back in Grimsby in November. Of course, this season was a 1-0 win for Grimsby. That was when the Holloway era. Montel Gibson on score sheet for Grimsby. Heading into this, though, Barrow just 1 defeat past 5. That 1 defeat was against Southend a couple of games back. On the flip side, Barrow without a win in at least 6, and they are in that relegation zone as it right now. Look at the situation out of the bookies on this one. 5-4 on for Barrow. 5-2 is your draw. 7-2 is your Grimsby. Of course, Grimsby are in the relegation spots, but a win for them, they could actually go as high as 21st. And sitting in 21st, it will be Barrow at the moment, but a win for them, they could also go as high as 19th in the table. I don't go with Barrow that much these. In fact, start of the season, I would have loved both of these two sides to do very, very well. Of course, Barrow had David Dunn one in charge. Grimsby had, of course, Ian Holloway, but now it is all up for grabs. And to be honest with you, if I'd have to pick the two, I'm going with my heart, and that is for Barrow with a 1-0 win for them in the end. Kicking on further though, Cheltenham up against Oldham Athletic. Let's take a look at this one then. Shall with these two sides played each other in the past 17 times, 5 wins apiece and 7 bloody draws. But the last 6, oh yes, the last 6 is 1 for Cheltenham, 2 for Oldham, and 3 bloody draws. Last time played each other in Cheltenham was a 3-0 win for Cheltenham. That's back in January 2020. Max Sheafel, Scorsese, Afi May, Ryan Broom as well. They also played each other at Boundary Park back in November. Of course, it was a 1-2-1 win for Oldham. George Blackman, Harry Clark, and Scorsese for Oldham. Ruben Reid get the goal for Cheltenham. Heading into this though, Oldham just won with the past 6. That 1 win was against Newport County just the other day. On the flip side, just won with the past 5 for Cheltenham. That 1 win was against Mansfield in the FA Cup. They also played Manchester City just the other day, yesterday I think, and they did all right for themselves. Look at the situation and the bookies on this one. 2017 on for Cheltenham, 5-2 draw, 3-1 is your Oldham. Oldham come into this in, of course, in 14th. For the win for them, they could actually go as high as 12th. Cheltenham come into this in 7th with a couple of games in hand with the on course of the leaders, but a win for them this week could see them jump up to as high as 3rd. It is that tight in the middle of the road. I'm going with a 2-0 win for Cheltenham to take the 3 points and again potentially move them in not only to the playoffs or higher up in the playoffs, but also into the top 2. Crawley up against Walsall, of course. Crawley a bit of a been on a good bit of form at the moment, taking on Walsall, or are they? I don't know if this game's going to go ahead. I think it might be kiboshed whether it is. But anyway, let's take a brief glance at this one. These two sides play each other in the past, just in case it happens. 10 times, 3 wins for Crawley, 4 wins for Walsall, and 3 bloody draws. Heading into this match, of course, what do we have on this one? Crawley, actually unbeaten in the last 6, picking up 4 wins and 2 draws. On the flip side, Walsall come into this unbeaten in the last 3, but just won in the past 6 for them, of course. And a win for either two sides. A win for Crawley in actually 12th. They could go as high as 7th. That's playoff, of course. A win for Walsall also in 11th. They could also go as high as 5th. But again, the game is not going to go ahead. I think it's postponed. If it was to go ahead, I would have won with the 2-1 win for Crawley. Kicking on further though, Stevenage taking on, who are they taking on? Colchester United, of course. Played each other in the past. 16 times, 4 wins for Stevenage, 9 wins for Colchester, and 3 bloody draws. But the last 6 sees 3 for Stevenage, 2 for Colchester, and 1 bloody draw. Last time around in Stevenage was a 0-0 draw back in January 2020. Tom Saw's got himself sent off. However, they played each other in Colchester back in the month of November this season. 3-1 win it was. Giovanni Brown with a hat-trick, Marcus Dinganga on Scorsese for Stevenage as they lost. Heading into this though, Colchester without a win in 6, actually picking up 4 defeats past 6, 2 draws in that mix. On the flip side, unbeaten without a win in 3. That's Stevenage. Of course, the last win was against Scunthorpe back on the New Year's Day. +1 fixtures. So take a look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this? Stevenage are 13-10 for the victory, 11-5 is draw, 11-5 is also your away win. Of course, Colchester come into this now down to 15th. They had bigger aspirations, I'm sure, at the start of the season. A win for them, they could go as high as 13th into table. Stevenage are actually in 22nd, and a win for them, they could actually go as high as 21st in the league. I've gone with a 0-0 draw on this one. Stevenage will take the point. Colchester will be a little bit pissed they don't get more than that. Mansfield Town taking on, of course, Bolton Wanderers. Let's get into this one now. They played each other in the past 5 times. No wins for Mansfield, 4 wins for Bolton, and 1 bloody draw last time around. It was back in November. Of course, that was the last game between these two sides. I've got no records of the last time they played each other in Mansfield. It was a 1-1 draw back in Boundary Park, or whatever you want to call it these days. Heading into this, Bolton actually without a win in 6. Mansfield just 1 defeat, past 6 for them. That 1 defeat was against Cheltenham in the FA Cup. They're unbeaten in the league, 5 wins on the spin, in fact, if you want to take a look at that shit-hot form. Look at the bookies on this one. 23-20 for Mansfield, 12-5 is draw, 23-10 is your Bolton. Bolton come into this in, of course, 17th spot, but a win for them, they could go as high as 14th. Mansfield 13th, but a win for them, they could go as high as top 10. That's right. I've gone with Mansfield on this one. Gone with my heart. Not really, not with my heart. I would like to see Bolton do well, but I think it's just not clicking at the moment. They might have to do a season in this division before they come back in tremendous style. Kicking off further though, Newport County, who are in absolutely shocking form, taking on, of course, Carlisle United. Or will they? We don't know. Of course, played each other in the past. 13 times, 7 wins for Newport. We've got 4 wins for Carlisle and 2 bloody draws, of course. But heading into this match, of course, the last 60, 3 for Carlisle, 2 for Newport, and 1 bloody draw. Last time around in Wales was the 1-0 win for Newport. That's back in October 2019. George Nurse on the score sheet. Of course, they played each other earlier in the campaign. It was about a 3-2 win for Carlisle. In Carlisle, Lewis Alessandro with a goal from the parent spot. John Mellish with a couple of goals. Jamie DeWitt and Josh Sheehan as well. Heading into this one, though, Carlisle just 1 defeat the past 5 for them. On the flip side, without a win in 6. That's Newport County, or more than that, to be honest with you. Look at the situation on the bookies on this one. 2-1 for Newport, 11-8 for Carlisle, 11-5 is your draw. It's very tight in the old bookies. Of course, Carlisle coming to send 4 for them. They could actually go as high as oh yeah, bet W, of course. And win for Newport County in 3rd. They could also go oh The big fat W, if everything else goes their way. I'm going with, of course, Carlisle to get a point out of this one with a 2-2 draw. Newport County stopping the rot a little bit, but unfortunately not getting a win in the end. Next up, we have Salford taking on, of course, Cambridge. Let's get into it. Of course, played each other in the past just 3 times. 2 wins for Salford, 1 win for Cambridge. No draws last time around, though. In Salford was a 1-0 win for Salford back in October 2019. It was a 1-0 win. Goals on the day. Adam Rooney on the score sheet, of course. Last time around, though, of course, earlier in the season, should I say, back in November, it was a 2-1 win for Cambridge, of course. Cambridge coming into this just one defeat the past 6. That one defeat was in the Papa John's Trophy against Oxford. Just 1 win the past 5 for Salford. That 1 win was against Scunthorpe a couple games back. Of course. Look at the situation out of the bookies on this one. What do we have on the bookies on this one? We have, does it go ahead? Does it even go ahead? Is it going to go ahead? I can't see it. I can't. Yes, I do see it. 21-20 for Salford. 11-5 is your draw. 40-5 is your away win. That is, of course, Cambridge United. Cambridge come into this, of course. Top. Oh, yeah. So a win. We'll see them remain. Of course, Salford come into this in 5th. For them, they could go 2nd in the table. This one's tight as well. Airtight. But I'm going to go with Salford with the home win on this one to upset the odds. Kicking off further, Scunthorpe United taking on, of course, Port Vale. Let's get into this bad boy now. Played each other in the past. How many times? Of course, 17 times. 8 wins for Scunthorpe. 4 wins for Port Vale and 6 bloody draws. But the last 6 between 2 sides, it's 3 wins for Scunthorpe, 2 for Port Vale and 1 bloody draw. Last round in Scunny. What do they call it? What's it called the stadium? I don't bloody know. I know it's in my head. I don't know. I can't really remember. But anyway, last time I played in Scunthorpe was 2-1 win for Port Vale. That was back in September 2020. That was this season. I was in the Carabao Cup. It was 2-1 for Vale. Of course, last pleasure in the league was back in League 2. Of course, last season, I think, the November, of course, 2019, 2-1 for Scunny. Goodness gracious me. Kevin Van Veen, Gugoski, Anthony on the score sheet. Matthew Lund got himself sent off. Jake Taylor got a goal for Port Vale, and also David Ward got himself sent off. They also played each other, in fact, twice this season. Of course, 2-1 in the Cup, and also 1-0 win for Scunthorpe at Port Vale last time around, of course. So Scunthorpe looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, extending their 4-game unbeaten run in the league against Port Vale. Look at the situation out on the bookies on this one then. Scunthorpe actually 31-20 for the victory. 23-10 is your 17-10 is your Port Vale. Vale come into this in 16th and win for them. They could actually go as high as 13th in the table. Scunthorpe are in 19th and win for them. They could actually go as high as 16th in the bloody league. I've gone with a 1-0 win for Scunthorpe to nick it. Port Vale are shit. I've actually completely changed my old vibe on them. I thought they were going to do it, but they can't. Next up we have Southend up against, of course, Bradford. Fruity won this one. Of course, played in the past 20 times, 7 wins apiece and 6 bloody draws. But the last 6 sees 4 for Southend, 2 for Bradford, and no bloody draws. Last time around in these two played each other at Roots Hall. So be a lad. Was back in August 2018 in League 1. Of course, there was a 2-0 win for Southend. That's when they were looking decent. Tom Hopper on score sheet, Simon Cox as well. The last time played each other in Valley Parade this season was a 3-0 win for Bradford. They don't do that very often, but they did it this time. Callum Cook, Elliot Watt, and Harry Pritchard on the score sheet. Heading into this, Bradford unbeaten in the last 5, picking up 3 wins and 2 draws to boot. On the flip side, just 1 win in the past 5 for Southend. That one was against Barrow quite a few games back. Actually, the first game of 2021. Look at the bookies odds on this one there, shall we? Southend 11-5 for the victory, 13-10 for Bradford, 11-5 is your draw. Of course, Southend come into this rooted to the foot of the table, but a win for them. They could actually go as high as 21st. Bradford are actually in 20th and win for them. They could go as high as 17th in the table, of course. I'm going with a 1 more draw on this one. Again, can't separate the two sides. Can you? Make sure you get picked nice and early for this one. And then wrapping it up, it'll be Tranmere up against Harrogate. Of course, they played each other. Have they played each other in the past? I think they have. They played each other in the past 2 times. 1 win for Tranmere and nothing for Harrogate, but a draw. Of course, they played each other in Tranmere in the League Cup earlier in the season. It was a 1-1 draw, going in favour though of Harrogate in the end on extra time. However, they did play each other in the league earlier in the campaign back in November. It was a 1-0 win for Tranmere. Goal scorer on the day then was Otis Khan. Heading into this, of course, Tranmere unbeaten in the last 4. Just 1 defeat the past 6. That 1 defeat was against Barnsley in the FA Cup. On the flip side, just 1 win the past 5 for Harrogate. That 1 win was against Oldham. Of course, look at the situation out of the bookies on this one. 11-8 for Tranmere, 23-10 is draw. 2-1 is your away win. That is, of course, Harrogate. Harrogate come into this in 18th and win for them. They could actually go as 15th in the bloody league. Tranmere in 10th at the moment. A win for them. They could go, believe it or not, up to 5th in the bloody table. That's right. For me, though, what am I going with? I'm going to go with a 3-0 win for Tranmere to take it to the house and go all the flipping way. If I'm right, which bloody will hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Cambridge United lead in charge, of course. 42 points on the board. Is that right? They probably will be. Salford will be up to 2nd. Look at that. Newport County the third, the Vegans in fourth, Carlisle, Cheltenham and Morecambe make up your top 7 there. Grimsby, Southend going down as it stands, of course, but that's also what I think. Of course, it could go any other way than this. But anyway, that's my picks. Be sure to get your picks in us only for La Prediction League, and we'll be back again, of course, for the next round of matches, which will be very, very soon, of course. Until then, though, be sure to give the video some love and smash that thumbs up, smash subscribe, of course, and I'll see you all next time around. Of course, be sure to check out the links down below, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. And also, if you want to support the channel in another way, you could become the latest member of the Patreon gang. But until then, though, I'll see you all next time.